Welcome to Critical Condition. My name is Joe, and we're here to talk about sports. So today we're going to talk about a specific college quarterback. No, it's not Trevor Lawrence, and it's not Justin Fields. It's North Dakota State quarterback Trey Lance. Real quick before I get into this video, if you're going to enjoy the video, feel free to leave it a like. If you agree or disagree with me, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. So, Trey Lance has been soaring up people's mock drafts. Yes, we're talking about 2021 mock drafts. We're all football junkies here. So, Trey Lance has been soaring up draft boards when Mel Kiper Jr. moved him up and had him in his top 5 prospects to watch. Now, I started looking at Trey Lance, and I really didn't know who he was, so I started looking into this. And it's very impressive that at North Dakota State, not only did he go undefeated and combine for a total of 42 touchdowns with no picks, but the biggest impression that a lot of people had was that big 0 when it came to the interception stat line. Now, it's impressive, but I'm going to urge you to caution yourself when it comes to the expectations when it comes to Trey Lance. Now, I'm not here to be down on the guy, but let's err on the side of caution. Looking into Trey Lance's stats going into from the past season, first of all, North Dakota State has won several national titles. They've finished with several undefeated seasons within the last 5 to 6 years. And, they've won with Carson Wentz. It's produced Carson Wentz. Who doesn't know who he is? But they've also won and actually had an undefeated season with Easton Stick, who is a practice squad guy, if you don't know, in the NFL. He might be on a roster right now. I'm not entirely sure. But if he is, he's no more than third stringer. So, the biggest thing to me that tells me right there is that North Dakota State can win with anyone. Just plug in and play quarterbacks. Star quarterback in the NFL to a third stringer in the NFL, you can win. Next. So the most impressive thing is the fact that he had no interceptions. So looking at my notes and going back to this past year that he had at North Dakota State. So in total, Trey Lance threw for 28 touchdowns with no picks. In 4 out of 13 games that he played, he only attempted 15 balls. Big thing for me. The national title game that he won, because he did win a national title that year, he was 6 for 10. He ran 30 times, dual threat quarterback. But again, he only threw 6 for 10. He threw for 66.9% completion rating. And, he pretty much wasn't forced to throw the ball. That's my big thing. So, when you're averaging 10 to 15 throws in a game, probably less than that, the expectation is, I'm not saying the expectation is you're going to be perfect and you're not going to throw picks, but your margin for error is minimal when you're running the ball, 25 to 30 times and you're not being asked to throw the ball as many times there. Now, North Dakota State is a good program, but I caution this because of the fact that when it comes to being in the NFL and being a quarterback in the NFL, and you're going to be drafted in that first round, top 20 selection, top 10, is the buzz that I've heard from this guy, is the fact that you're going to be asked to carry a team. You're going to be asked to be the franchise quarterback. You're going to be asked to, there's going to be games where you're throwing 25, 30, 35 to even 40 times in the NFL. So that's a real big thing for me. I feel like he can get exposed when the competition around him increases. Obviously, it's not his fault that North Dakota State doesn't face, Alabama or Clemson every year. But the level of competition still, regardless, hasn't really tested him that much. And, no disrespect in this, but, he beat James Madison and South Dakota State. I know what South Dakota State is. Never heard of James Madison University, though. And those kind of games, he was able to win. The rushing titles are impressive. He's 16-0 as a starter, but Easton Stick was 15-0. Easton Stick the previous year went 14-1. So what I'm telling you right now is I'm not saying that Trey Lance is going to be some kind of bust, or I'm labeling him as somebody that's going to fail in the NFL. But I'm just telling you to temper your expectations. A lot of people are labeling him as the best quarterback you haven't heard of. And yeah, he is if the pool's small. because we've already heard of Trevor Lawrence or Justin Fields. But I've actually heard it, and I've actually seen some mock drafts where they have Trey Lance going ahead of Justin Fields, and I think that's ridiculous. I feel like Justin's placed a lot of competition, but, that's not a video for him. It's a video for Trey Lance. I'm just here to tell you right now, that temper your expectations, caution yourselves. Do I think that he's going to have a great season this coming year in college football? Of course. If there is a season, he'll definitely produce. He'll give you numbers. But am I 100% stamping this guy as the next Dan Marino or John Elway? No. I feel like there could be other better prospects that face better competition. Even though the competition side of the ball is not his fault, I do feel like, he can get exposed in that sense. So I'm going to wait and see. I'm definitely going to be paying attention to the North Dakota State games. I definitely want to see how Trey Lance builds from last season, if he's going to throw more, or how the coaches are going to scheme him. So it's something to watch. Thank you for listening. If you enjoy content like this, feel free to like the video and subscribe. I'll catch you later, guys. Goodbye.